G'day everybody, Sam Marwood here from Cultivate Farms and welcome to Cultivate Farms TV episode 63 where we're taking behind the scenes of what we're doing to make it possible for you to own a farm. Obviously we can't give you every single detail because we need to maintain privacy for a lot of people we deal with, but we're trying to summarise and give you the vibe of the things that are happening that are helping us to make your farming dreams a possibility and helping us to figure out what are the things you should be doing to follow your own dreams and make it all happen yourself as well. So listen in. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you to those who listen on podcast and on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate your attention. There's so many other things you could be listening and watching, but you've chosen to watch this because you're keen to get onto your farm. You're keen to step off, which is brilliant as well. So this week, we'll talk about discussions we're having with retiring farmers, talk about debt solutions we're helping farmers to find as well. Tim and Tegan Hicks, the co-founders, give you some examples of how they're hustling to own their farm and get a lease as well. A Farmer Pathway program, we have this awesome program we need your support to help get the word out about. A new book about farming has just been launched. My mum wrote it. I want to talk about that because I'm very proud of her. And a plan to bring next-gen farmers to a community somewhere in Australia. I can't release details yet, but I want to unpack the general concept there. Plus we have 16 farms ready for you to take hold of. They're retiring farmers who want you to farm with them, so please check it out. So let's get cracking. We have 482 members now. Hey Simone, it was great to catch up with the Cotton Conference last week. Love your work. So 482 registrations. What we're up to now, nearly at 500. Massive. Thank you everyone who has signed up. 17 since our last 8 update. Why you should sign up is because a lot of opportunities are going to people who are being notified to people who are members. If we don't have your details around what you want to do, where you want to farm, we can't send you opportunities. So please get on there. Tell your friends about it. If you're not on the system, you can't be notified, and that is a terrible thing. You can be missing out on your dream farm. The other thing that happens along with other awesome things is we work with you to develop a 5-year farm ownership pathway plan. That's right, a very long-winded title for that, but that is what we offer, which we think is amazing, and we're doing it with all our paid members, so please get on and subscribe. It's free if you don't want to pay as well. Discussions we're having with retiring farmers. So we are talking probably around 2 to 3 retiring farmers every week. It's such an honor. It's a really amazing thing to be doing is talking to these people who are stepping back from something they've been connected with their whole life, and they're thinking about backing someone like you onto their farm. So we're very, very honoured to be having these discussions. They're finding out about us through Facebook, which we think is awesome. A lot of people say Facebook doesn't work, but it does. It's the best. That's why you as aspiring farmers should have your own Facebook page documenting your journey so people will know that you want to farm and they'll reach out to you. They're also finding out about us through our media articles, through website, and more word of mouth. So please keep talking about what we're doing. Let people know this is possible for you to own a farm, because that can open doors to somebody else, and somebody else's discussion can open doors for you to get on your farm. So please just keep talking. So back to the retiring farmers, obviously a very big step for them to take to get in contact with us. And what we do is have a chat on the phone and we talk about what is they really want from their farming, for their farming legacy, and we work for them now. We are not here to tell them how to run their business, what they should do. We just sit back and listen to what it is that they want, and our job is to find you, i.e. the best aspiring farmers across Australia, to match them with. We just want to make sure they're in the right mindset around what it is they want from an aspiring farmer, and to give them some ideas around what transition models could look like. But we say this is primarily about finding the best farmer. Once you've got the best people, good people in the room, you're happy to figure out a model with. All those details around ownership arrangements will come later, and you can get your advisors on board to help you through that. But the first and primary focus of what we're doing is about matchmaking, finding the right person for you to transition your farm onto. The timing for these sort of discussions takes a while, and that's what I want to let aspiring farmers know. And there's a lot of you who have applied for farms, and which is great. And you keep following up saying where's the response. Sometimes it just takes a long time to hear back from these farmers. So sometimes farmers, when they contact us, it takes a while for them to load up their opportunity. There's one farmer I was emailing today who I haven't heard from in a year. So they're still keen, but it's just taking a while for them to pull their proposal together. Others do it straight away, so it just depends. And then also, once you've applied for one of these farms, it takes a while for them to decide. So again, to go through and pick their we're there to support them. We don't push them. We don't make them hurry up. We're just trying to get them to work through at their own pace, because we just know how full on this process can be for some farmers. So I just wanted to give you that bit of background as aspiring farmers, just the context behind these farm opportunities. We want to encourage more retirement age farmers to get out and think about this and get in touch with us. That we wanted to let you know this is a really positive move. There are amazing people out there who would farm with you tomorrow if they could. Please get in touch and we can work through your farm transition models. Debt solutions. So this is something that's happening more and more as we're getting people are reaching out to us because they know we come up with creative solutions for farm ownership or farm ownership transition. And we've had a couple in touch, about 3 or 4 over the last month, where people are looking to refinance. So our expertise is not in finance. We don't provide any financial services or real estate services. Purely we have ideas around how to connect the right people, and then people ask us lots of other questions which we aren't qualified to answer. But what we do have connections with amazing people who can work through these opportunities. One of those people is Diana Jacobson from Shine It Business in Wodonga, and Diana's been a great supporter of ours for a number of years now. And she's a holistic business planner and business advisor. She looks at everything that you need to think about as a farmer. And she deals with lots of farmers across the country, farmers that are struggling and also farmers that are smashing it out of the park. And she comes up with creative solutions. So we've referred these farmers who are looking either to get onto a farm that is earmarked for them, and they're looking to figure out how to get onto there, and also for farmers who are trying to refinance so they can get an aspiring farmer onto that farm. Diana's working through them. She's flying around the country having these discussions. So I wanted to let you know that these sort of discussions we can have and refer you to the right people who get what we're trying to do with Cultivate Farms. They get the idea of transitioning ownership, and then they understand all the many varied ways that transition, that debt, that business planning, that whatever it is you need can happen. So there are people out there. I want to let you know there are people who are there to help you, and that's how, I guess, what we want to do is have a list of the best people across Australia who can think creatively and continue to provide solid solutions for your farming career. So please get in touch if you need just to chat and work through some possibilities around the farm. Tim and Tegan Hicks hustling to find their farm. Tim and Tegan are co-founders of Cultivate, as you're hopefully aware, and so they're on the hunt for their next farm. The last 2 years they've been leasing 1,000 acres just outside of Albury, which has been amazing, but the farmer is moving on with some other plans. So Tim and Tegan are off in October. So they are flat out doing everything we say every week to do, which is to go out and find farmers, go out and find opportunities. They need a farm in the next couple of months. Things are happening, which is awesome. I'll give you some more details once that's all locked in. But I just wanted to highlight what they've been doing to encourage you to do the exact same thing. This is about you hustling. This is about you coming up with creative ideas. This is about you sometimes swallowing your pride and just getting out there and being as annoying as you can, because a lot of this is about knocking on as many doors as possible. You probably need to knock on 100 doors, 1,000 doors before one person might say, hey, yeah, I know someone who's got a bit of dirt you can have. But without asking, without putting the effort, you're going to struggle to find your farms. And this is what Tim and Tegan are finding. So I've got a list here of all the things they've been doing. So they've got a newsletter with their Hicks Country Beef that they put it out there. They promoted that on that network to see if anyone had a farm. They did a video which they plugged on Facebook, and we did too, asking people if there's anyone they know who might have land to lease or to purchase around Albury Wodonga. They put an ad in Gumtree. Tim was driving up and down driveways of retirement age farmers and having very awkward discussions, but he got through it and he's still doing it, bringing previous leads that they've had over the last years around farm opportunities, phone calls with as many real estates, accountants, livestock agents as possible to get the word around what is happening and who and what might be available. They've met with a vet and they've given them a flyer which they've printed out and they're putting in letterboxes as well, which explains who they are and why they want to farm. And they're just mentioning the need for a farm everywhere they go. So I encourage you, that is what you should be doing. If you want to get on a farm, if it's to lease it or to buy it, you just need to keep telling people, you need to hustle. Something's clicked in Tim and Tegan's mind to really go for this, which is they're going to lose their land in a couple of months' time. So they're out there hustling to find it. They don't want to have to get rid of their herd that they've built up over these years. So what is it that you need that will trigger you to really jump onto your opportunities and to chase people up? I encourage you to sit down and think about that. Because this hard work is what is needed for you to get on a multi-million-dollar property. You need to put in the effort. Not everyone's going to say yes. In fact, most people will say no, or they have no idea how to help you, but just keep asking, because that is how doors open. We have a Cultivate Farms Farmer Pathway program. We've got it ready to go. We are now looking for support to deliver this. What is it? Well, it's centered around an investor who is ready to invest into a farm. They want to back an aspiring farmer. They want to co-own the farm with them. And they love this idea that we can incubate, say, around 10 farmers or more and get them pitch ready, get them investment ready, get them to develop a pitch over a 6-month period. And at that end of the 6 months, they'll be pitching for investment into a farm that they will co-own with the investor. We think this is a world first opportunity. I've never heard of it. If we heard of this before we started Cultivate Farms, we would have said, this is nuts. This needs to happen. Why isn't this happening all the time? So we think this is a world first. We are putting a call out there across the agricultural industry to help us to spread the word about this program. We need help to fund it. We need help to help deliver it. We have the concepts ready. We have the investor ready. We know what needs to happen. We just need the funding to be able to support it. So it's a call out to the agriculture industry, to regional communities, to mayors, to agricultural corporates, for anyone out there who can see the power of this, because through this we're going to attract even more investors. We're going to inspire even more people to follow their farming dreams. We're going to have more tangible examples of how you can own your own farm. So we want support from the industry to get this up and running. We've been kicking it around a bit. We want to kick it out around more. So if you're an aspiring farmer, you love the idea of being able to pitch to an investor, Shark Tank style, you probably won't be there in person. It'll probably just be a written thing that they'll read through, but we could add that in if you really want it. But if that is you and you want to be on a farm, you think you're good enough, help us to spread the word, share this video, tell people about this program. We want to make it happen. We just need your support to get it off the ground. Please get in touch. A new book about farming, specifically leaving your farm. So my mum is an author. I haven't mentioned this before. She's actually won the Australian Prime Minister's Literary Award for one of her books a few years ago. Julia Gillard gave her a prize. She is very clever, a very clever lady, and she's just released a new book. And I just want to let you know about it. I'd love to share it because I think it's an amazing story, and I guess it is a reflection of why I started Cultivate Farms. It's a story about I think it's 10 or 11-year-old who's on a dairy farm, which is what I grew up in, Central Victoria, and they're selling the farm. They've got a week left, and this is the journey of Toby going from spot to spot around the farm, and he's camping overnight, saying goodbye to each of these different spots on the farm. It's a really beautiful story. It's a prose, so it's just really tight language, really tightly worded. It's really easy to read. But I guess I'm just very proud of Mum. But also, this story brought me to tears. I was in tears in the back of the car reading this the other day, and I guess it sort of reflects also how hard it is. We know how hard it is to leave a farm. My mum sort of captured that really well in her book, and it also ties in a journey around cancer. My mum had breast cancer as well, which she's conquered. So it's tying those two worlds in, and I think this is a really great story for you to read and to share. And I'm assuming there'll be lots of people who can connect with this story if you've grown up on a farm, or if you haven't, you can easily comprehend that connection that people have with the land and how hard it is to leave. And how hard it is, and how much respect again we have for retiring farmers who are thinking about handing their farm on to kids that aren't their own. It is a very, very emotional thing, and I guess this book wraps up everything that I think about in terms of farming, and the stories in there that resonate with me. I think they are just stories from our childhood. I'm even mentioning I'm a character in there as the crazy, funny uncle. So yeah, I really recommend you have a read. I'll read out a couple of excerpts from it because I think it's really powerful. There's one about a little grave spot where all the animals are buried, and also one about the truck that's just sat there and getting old. The hill is where Leah and I made little graves for our pets, or for a small parrot or kingfisher we found dead on the farm. We made little circles of stones and put up crosses. Here is where Dad's old dog Streak is buried, and his last dog Whitetail, and the mother cat of our kittens. And this one, I know on the next farm we will only have cattle and sheep, no dairy cows. Different again, things change. So much, I know this now. They're just a couple of excerpts from Mum's book. It's a beautiful thing. I wanted to plug it because I'm so proud of her. Please jump online and see if you can grab it. I think they're on at all good bookstores. But it is also an awesome reflection of why we care about regional community so much in farming. It is such a powerful thing. We are developing a plan with a regional community to attract next generation farmers onto the land, into their community, and to help retiring farmers step back with dignity. We want to let you know about it. We're unveiling it very soon. We're working on the details right now. But we want to let you know, any community in Australia, that there are thousands of young people who would want to come and live on the farm, and live in your community. So we are pulling this together with the help of the community because we do not want to do it ourselves. We are here to facilitate discussion. We think it's really possible for anybody, any community, to attract the very best people. And we think it through connections, through regional communities, through people who have those connections on the farm, on farms, with people in the town. You know the layout of your landscape, you know the layout of the social landscape, and you can find those connections with people who want to step back from their farm. And you can even encourage those aspiring farmers in the community to think about how they can own a farm and connect them up with those farmers, and even local investors to get onto the farm. So this is what we're offering. We want to talk to anyone in regional Australia who's thinking about bringing young people to their community. We want to work with you. We've got some great ideas. The whole idea would be for us to come and chat, talk about these specific practical solutions, and we can help you get young people back onto your community, into your community. Great question there, Lisa. What is the book called? That's a very good question that my mum wrote. It's called Leave Taking. And it's all the links in the stream below. And finally, farm opportunities. We have 16 farms sitting there for you to own right now. They are with retiring farmers who are looking to step back. They want to work with next generation farmers. They want the best. You are the best. Reach out, check out the farms, and we encourage you to keep chasing your farm ownership dreams. It is absolutely possible, and we'll speak soon.